Good afternoon. Today is the 26th of May and this is part 9 of a slightly Shambolic shuffle around the 2024 Enfield patented motoring. I do apologise in advance if there's any wind noise, if I fall over, if I get things wrong. I'm afraid it's just the way that it goes on this channel. 1981 to 1982 Vauxhall Chevette L Saloon. This will have the 1256cc engine in it. It's almost identical to the car that I filmed at Great British Car Journey. I think it was last September or something. Actually, I drove that. This is a bit later though. It was in 1980. Any Chevette is quite rare, so even to see a virtually base model one, it's not quite a base model, almost, is welcome. They're just things that disappeared. So we're on the Corsair Owners Club stand where we were yesterday, and I think it was back in part 1 actually. We won't dwell too long here because we've seen all these cars before, but it's nice to see them anyway. This early console Corsair has had some work done. That's in really nice condition, isn't it? Then we've got the purple Crayford convertible, which is unusual. Corsair GT. 1967 Corsair V4 with yellow headlamps for some reason. We did not see this yesterday actually. Then a 2000E Corsair with Rayo Dot mirror extenders for towing caravans. And someone's put a full Type 9 gearbox in there, 5-speed. We have a 3000E, which is V6 in there, so actually that will have the Essex in it, which is a bit like the Cortina Savages were. Saw that yesterday, that particular one. And then a couple more V4s. Another Crayford here. Most of the Crayfords I think were GTs. Did we see one of these being restored at the NEC back in March? Possibly. 66 that one, and the 69 to 70. Gosh, we're getting through this an awful lot faster than we did yesterday. Probably you're thinking that's mercifully fast, so you can just get this over with and I don't have to watch anymore. And then yeah, the stand here doesn't have as many cars on it as did yesterday, but a 66 Vauxhall Victor 101 Estate. 71, 72 Mini that's been dressed up to look a bit like the Mini that was in the first episode of Mr. Bean. It's like an almost exact replica of it, although that was a Mark II one. 69 Morris 1000 van. MGB GT V8, although that's a conversion rather than a standard one. And that 81, 82 Mini pickup. The stand looks a bit different from yesterday. 69 to 70 Ford Cortina Mark II 1600E. Same colour as the one used in the episode of Specials in 1980 with Norman Ashley, called Kickback, although that was a bit of a, you know, old rusty example. That's an immaculate one. And then a Ford Fairlane 500 1964 with a nice V8 in it. Something that wasn't here yesterday is this Bentley. I think this is an Arnage from memory. What engine is in there I do not know. Not entirely sure. 57 Thunderbird with the sort of porthole window. We've seen a 55 earlier on, haven't we? So this is a little bit later than that.
Cheese. Okay, you want me to stand next to you? Is it Thunderbird?
And then another one of these Crayfords. V4 Corsair, very appropriate number plate, CRA 4D. Ford. Yes, we really like that. We're going to that joke. So the stands that so yesterday, I'm not going to film them. The ones that are a little bit different. This one, I'll never go again. HB Viva there. 4-door, 68, 69 on a G. And then 2 Droop Snoot Forenzas. There's only one here yesterday. This one 73, 74. 73, gosh, it's an early one then. Yesterday there was a sport hat here, but that's not actually here today. Instead we've got another Droop Snoot Forenza, because why not? With here's a Getrag dogleg gearbox on it. The Chevette HSR I drove had a dogleg 5-speed on it, that was interesting. And then these two we've seen yesterday, this 2300 Viva, and then that Viva GT-HB. Wonderful. Jaguar or 1100 Club first. I think we'll go with the Jaguar Club, it's going to be easier for me to get in there. 1967 Jaguar Mark II 3.8, complete with beige leather interior. Very nice views. That was here yesterday, but there's actually a lot more on the stand than they were here today. Is this a petrol XF, viewers? If it's the S model, then it probably is, which is nice. I'll just check 1 second. Sadly I was wrong, viewers, we can't talk about that, but how about this early XJS instead? Very much sort of Return of the Saint or New Avengers vibes actually on this. That sort of era. Maybe not quite as early, attached disc is 79, so one of the XJS's in New Avengers I think was a 76, and the one in Return of the Saint were 3 used, the main one was a 75. 66 E-Type 2+2, we saw that yesterday. We saw this Mark II yesterday as well. This little K120, I don't think we saw this. You know we did, because I was wondering about the badge on it, but it's nice to see anyway. And then we've got this very nice 3.8 S-Type 1966. So we'll just go around this way and try not to get caught in the bunting, which is always a danger at trying to go around shows like this, getting caught in bunting and falling over and things like that. A chap asked me yesterday if I'd actually ever fallen over at a show, and I actually haven't. I've got very, very close. I got very close yesterday. See if we can go over here without falling over. Ah, there we go. Made it. Again, Ford Cortina Mark II Owners Club stand. We do not have many on here. Got a couple of 69 to 70 cars here. I don't think either of those 600Es. One thing I have just noticed though is that we've got a Cosworth engine in this one, which is not what it would have had originally. It would have had I think they called it a pre-Crosslow engine in these, 1.6, so I could be wrong though. And then we've got another 69 to 70 600E. Then there's this police car here. We've seen this before. It's actually a Mark II latest Cortina police car. And we'll have a look at the front of that 600E though. One thing I get confused about is whether the 600Es actually all have vinyl roofs, and the answer is no, they didn't all have vinyl roofs. Another 69 to 70, then a 70 to 71, and the last one on the stand is a 68 69 on a G. And we'll go to the next stand. This is actually really quite different from yesterday, this particular one. This Saab's not here. 1989 to 1990 Saab 900 16 valve convertible. Original dealer plates on that. That one, I think we'll just come back to that. This one wasn't here yesterday. 1984-85 BMW 3 Series E30. This would be an early one, a pre-facelift. With the sale. 07947567375. That's what I'm wrong. I mean, I could be wrong about that, like I'm so many things. Being wrong, giving you correct information is the order of the day on this channel, it seems. And then a Toyota Celica Mark 6, I think these are called. The last one was the 7s. This one is a 1996, 1997 on the P. The BMW 2000 we saw yesterday. Another really rare car. And then a Mercedes-Benz 380 SL. I have a feeling that number plate might be a little bit older than the car, I'm not sure. The reason it's attracted me though, viewers, is because it's got a beige leather interior with wood. I do like a nice beige leather interior. It brings joy to my day. And next, a Volvo C70 Mark 1 convertible. I've owned a C70 and driven 2 others on the channel. I do know a bit about these. This one, it's got a very interesting interior. I've not seen one with this interior before. I'm trying to work out what engine this is. There could be many engines in this. It could be a T5. It could be the 2-litre turbo. I'm not sure actually. Answers in the comments section below. It's not before the facelift that occurred late 2003. In case you're wondering, that noise in the background is an air engine being fired up. So Mark 4 Zephyr Zodiac Owners Club stand. We saw these cars yesterday. Oh, minis are on the way out. What's that? It's a Mark 3 Mini actually, that one. Although it's got a Mark 2 registration date. Metal 75, well it's not right for that, and it says Mini Cooper, that's not right either. Oh well. Yeah, so those are both 70, 172 on K. That is a Zodiac on Purple Assumed Zodiac Executive, and that is just a standard Zephyr. Another Zodiac there, in fact 2 more Zodiacs. This one's my favourite though, because it's just a nice colour, 6970. Just don't have a crash in one of those views. The bulkhead's on the snap, and it's not fun, is it? There's a few cars in here I've actually not seen so far. That Punter we saw yesterday, but this Celica, like that viewers. From memory, this is about generation 4, I think this is called. This is 1988-89 on F. I don't think I've ever driven a Celica, like any Celica at all. It's interesting, isn't it? Saw that 500C yesterday, and the Lancia at the end, but we did not see this Ford Capri. What I quite like to see at certain shows is actually cars in all sorts of conditions, and this Capri is definitely not a show winner. But it looks good. It's a rare specification actually. This is a 2-litre GL automatic, 1980-1981 registration. Not as fast as the 3 Terraces of the Professionals, but it's still a Capri, and therefore it'll still handle it in an interesting way, because they all do. So 1100 Club stand. Those I filmed yesterday we're not going to spend too much time on, of course, but I really like this 1300 GT 7273 being Mark 3. That I think was the concourse winner at the Autumn Rally last year. Very nice. 70 to 71 Wolseley 1300. Now this was not here yesterday, and I can tell you it's not, because this is a Van den Blaar version. This is a lovely car. It's my favourite version of the ADO 16 cars. This one is a Mark 2 71, 72. It could be a Mark 3, I suppose. Along with I think it was the Austin version of this. They finished production in 1974. They're the last variants in production. Yeah, it's Princess 1300. And we've got the picnic table, and it's dark green, and it's a manual, and it's got a beige leather interior with wood. The only thing you don't get in a Princess is a rev counter, because it's undignified really to worry about how much you're revving your engine. If you go to a Riley or an MG, you can have one of those rev counters. 67 straight grille, so it's a Morris, this one. I think this is an 1100 Mark 1 Traveller. And then Austin 1300 there, I think it's a Mark II. And then this Wolseley, well, there's two bits of it. There's that back bit and there's this bit. Imagine the trailer bit's quite handy if you're going to shows. That is a 68. That I think is, oh, it's true, I think it's a lime flower name of that colour on that Austin one is. And then we've got the estate versions. The Austin ones were known as the Countryman. 68, 69 on a G, this one. And then this one, which looks a lot like the Fawlty Towers car, but it's not. Not only this is a Mark III, this is a 1300, but one in the Fawlty Towers was, I think, an 1100, but it was this colour. I haven't got a branch to start thrashing it with, which is probably a good idea because then I'd probably get told off. So yeah, 72, 73. And then another Austin Countryman here, 67, 68. That might still be a Mark 1 actually. Came in the late 67, and then a very nice 1300 GT indeed, 6970 on an H. I drove one almost identical to this Great British Car Journey back in January 2023. 1964 Ford Mark III Zephyr 6. And yes, I am getting the Z Cars vibes off that particular car. Well, I think most of them used in that series back in the 60s and 70s were white, although that's definitely a blue that police cars use as well. The Ghostbusters car, I think we can't talk about this as far as I know. We'll have a check of the rev counter. No, we cannot talk about that, so we'll move on and take a look at this last stand here. I think this will be the last stand of the event actually. It's much smaller than yesterday, and it was like under half the number of parts. So I can't remember if it's called a Dutton Sierra or it's called a Sierra anyway. It's based on a Mark 1 Escort. You can see the door is straight off a Mark 1 Escort. Yeah, I mean it's a kit car, so oh yeah, Dutton of course. Tim Dutton, I think the name of the front of the company is. So we've got a lot of Escort bits, probably some kind of old Kent engine in there. Yeah, 1.3 high compression. So the donor car would have been 71, 72. 1963 Ford Fairlane 500, I think we saw it yesterday. Then a very nice Mark II console. I'm not sure if this is the high or low line. I always get confused about them. But there we go. And then a Humber Scepter, 1965. Unlike the Hillman Supermix and the Singer Vogue, which were the same as this really, these cars didn't have this sort of smoothed out rear window line in the Mark III models. I don't know why it's called a Mark 1. I thought we were called Mark III's ones with the smooth rear windows, but yeah, the rear window remained like this until the end. I don't know why. Ask the Roots Group. 69 to 70 Triumph Vitesse Mark II convertible. I'm sure we've seen plenty of these so far as well. And then Ford P100. I'm going to have to do a registration check on this one, because like that Ghostbusters Rev 75, we might not be able to talk about it. We can talk about this enormous Chrysler Windsor thing. This is totally, utterly vast. The size of that, I think it's about 1960 or something like that. So we saw the cars inside there at the last part yesterday, which had been part 6. And we'll have a look at this Ford. We didn't have a look at the back of this yesterday, did we? It just looks like a smaller version of the Dad's Army van, which I have actually seen as well. It was at the NEC back in November. And then this very nice Ford pickup. American one, this one. And then we'll take a look at the Ford E39W van, Fordson, badged at the time, and later Thames for some of the other commercials. why it's on a 63 plate, I don't know, but it didn't make me plate to that. Right, let's do a registration check on this Ford P100. Fabulous. 1990 Ford P100, probably originally with a 2-litre Pinto engine in it. Type 9 gearbox. I don't know why it says Californian on it, but possibly that's someone's own special edition they created, but maybe a dealer did that, I don't know. Triumph TR4 with electronic fuel injection. I suspect that this has probably had a different engine put in it from normal. That would explain why it says electronic fuel injection. And then there's that Morris ambulance from yesterday that we saw. It's actually running now, only 39. Riley RME with a 1.5 litre engine, and a Morgan 4.4 with a beige leather interior and a very nice wooden steering wheel. Superb. Look at the back of it. You can see the back of it. I think it's a petrol, this one, actually. And there we go. It's very basic, isn't it? There's just 2 seats for the crew and 2 seats for the patient. So it's really not much more to it than that. Green Goddess, we saw this yesterday. It's a 56. Again, these actually had a petrol engine in them. Can't believe they were kept as like standby fire engine in this country until I think it was 2003 when the law changed. In the event of a fire engine strike, the army were given powers to commandeer normal fire appliances. Then the Regal 46C. So we've I think actually this was outside yesterday. I was trying to guess what it was. It's a 26 Bentley Le Mans 3-litre Team Works car. Very, very sort of Avengers. And we're not talking the Avengers from, you know, the film. We're talking the Avengers from the 60s, as in Patrick McNee, Diana Rigg on a Blackman, Linda Forson. I have sat in one of these. Someone took me for a ride in a very similar car to this, and it started leaking petrol and caught fire, which was not the best. The fire was very small, but nevertheless, it wasn't the best. 1966 Rover 3-litre coupe. This would be a Mark III P5, and you can see it's very obvious this is the coupe as opposed to the saloon. The coupes, in my opinion, do look a little bit better, and the Mark III, and I think perhaps they're more valuable now. I don't know them, the saloons. Somebody in the comment section tell me. I've driven a P5B from '73, which was a coupe, but of course a different engine from this other one. The V8 one seems to be most common these days. Whilst we're here, let's have a look at some buses. So we can, I think this is an AEC, this one, and that one might actually both be AEC. That's probably a Regent, unless there's a Route Master. So we'll just take a look at it, but we won't go upstairs, so I might fall over on the staircase. So, sure, as many of we've seen me fall over, I don't really want to, so what we do, we try and get in this one. There we go. I remember these. They were in sort of general circulation until about 2003 or something, these. Now they run on the, I think, historic routes only. Let's go underneath this tape. There we go. There we go, no falling over again. Let's get back as well. That one, unfortunately, is closed. Look what's going on with those trucks over there. And then the Rover SD1 Bulldog from yesterday, which has all sorts of interesting things inside it. And it's also probably going to get me a copyright strike, so I better move away from it. Do you know what, viewers? I think that's it. I think we're finished. Which is fewer parts than I was expecting, but that's probably because of the weather today, which hasn't been the best. But anyway, that's it from the Enfield Pageant motoring. Hello wind noise once again. Thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment below, and we shall see you again probably by the time this goes out next week for once again another slightly shambolic shuffle and yet more incorrect information.